Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of almost all ages, with parental consent, the sick twisted minds at Sacrificial Pawn Productions brings you a new style horror film, like nothing you have seen before. There are no cops, no investigations. There is no backstory, no follow-up of the victims who were brutally tortured and murdered. Our story isn't about them. Normal Terror is about a single dad struggling to make ends meet. His son is his first priority. He goes to work, pays his bills, and is generally a great dad. The twist comes after he puts his son to bed. This is where he releases his stress. Some people do yoga, some hit the gym, some go for runs, some people paint on a canvas. An anonymous source once wrote on an abandoned asylum wall, "I never understood people until I took one apart just to see how it worked." If you are rear-ended in traffic, most people's thought runs to anger and their primal instincts of hurting the other party. Sam Neill does not have the ability to stop that primal instinct. Let us take you into the mind of a killer. Normal Terror is a concept from the mind of Sam Mason, who wrote, directed, produced, and is starring in this new age feature film.
Let's get slicing and dicing with Sir Sturdy horror fans. On this podcast, you will hear me and a guest do some movie reviews, random funny horror chats, and whatever else comes to mind. So tune in, kick back, relax, and always remember, I'll see you in your nightmares.
Well, just Jason's mask.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Horror with Sir Sturdy podcast. We are back from Scaricon. This is the Scaricon recap, wrap-up, whatever you want to call it. I got my guy Matt with me. Matt, how's it going?
Oh, recovering.
Yes.
Definitely recovering from the con. It was a great time. Fun all around, even though it was small, but it was still fun.
It was honestly probably one of the best times I've had at a con, and it's just because we were involved in so many things, which we will discuss with everybody, and I have quite a few awesome surprises from the con that I got to record, but they'll be out a few weeks after this, a couple weeks after this or whatever. We'll see. We'll see when I can get it out there. Don't worry. But yeah, like Matt was saying, this con this year, with the Turning Stone, I guess, I don't know what happened with the dates and all that, like as far as the planning goes on Turning Stone's part, because they put it on the last weekend in October, which they had a con out in Jersey, and the Chiller Con. I believe they had Texas Frightmare. And there might have been a few other small cons going on, but there's also like Halloween parties and everything like that going. And that pulled a lot of vendors away from this con, and also pulled other actors away from this con because they were at the other cons I mentioned. So with that being said, Scaricon was quite a bit smaller than it usually is, but it was still a really good time. Like, you had a lot of personal one-on-ones, not only with the actors and actresses, but you also had a lot of one-on-ones with the other fans and guests just kind of coming around. And like I said, I think this was probably one of the most fun times I've had at a con, and that's because we were I'm just going to come out and say it. We got to be on 3 panels this weekend, which was fucking amazing. And it was the first time for all of us being on these panels, and it was it was something else. I wasn't nervous for any of them. I was just kind of like, I'm not nervous in the sense of scared to be up there, more just like unprepared in a sense, you know?
Oh, yeah. I was definitely nervous for one.
Which one was that?
Oh, the Friday one.
Yeah, the last one we did.
But the podcast one, that was pretty easy to talk about podcasting.
Yep.
And the second one we were talking about, Rob Zombie's Halloween, that was pretty easy because it's just like, the 3 of us shooting the shit about Halloween. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And
you're kind of in the comfort zone a little bit.
Exactly. That was actually the one I had the most confidence in, and I was like the most comfortable in, and it was just because we were in room C or whatever, and it was a smaller room, which this doesn't bother me if the room's big or small, but it was just like we were in control of that panel. We were in 100% complete control of that panel.
And there was people there which surprised me.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked that we had a good number of people. It wasn't like one person or
No.
just our wives sitting there. It was actually there was a couple families there. There was a couple other people sitting there. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, we actually got people to talk to. This is awesome.
And what made this one great too was it was so because the way we did it, like before we every panel we were on, well, I'll say this one especially. We all the people who were on the panel, we kind of just discussed what we're gonna do, da 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 da. But for this panel, me, Matt, and Rob, we just kind of like look at here's how we're gonna handle this. We're just gonna go out here, we're gonna discuss this movie, and just see how it goes, and we're gonna open it up to the crowd. And we did that, and I think it went great because like I said, with the one with us three, we had all that control over it, and the crowd was really responsive with us. Like at first they were kind of shy, kind of a little quiet. You only had like two or three people answering, but then when we just started pointing people out, like, hey, asking like, hey, what's your favorite horror movie? You know what I mean? What did you like about this movie? What did you not like about this movie? And then jumping into other horror topics, I thought that was cool. And then just like discussing the podcast some too. I thought that was also cool. And I like how, for one, I got to also thank you and Rob again. So thank you both. Again, Rob's not here, but he'll hear this, and I'll say it to him when I see him for helping me out with these panels because I don't know if I would have been able to do that alone. It was,
Oh, no problem.
and then I'm also happy because I know you like doing this kind of stuff a lot. You have your YouTube channel and you have your other podcasts, so you got the opportunity to be on a panel, which
I'll never forget.
see, and I'm telling you, man, like next year. I'm already thinking about next year's con and stuff. I'm like, if they need us on a panel again, next year my brother Henry will be up here and from Colorado, and I know he'll definitely want to be on this. Like I was talking to him when I could throughout the weekend. He was like, "Oh man, I wish I was out there right now, man. I would love to be on the fucking panels and all this, but it was still fun. It was so fucking fun. It was just a great weekend
Yes, it was.
and tiring, and not in a bad way. Like tiring, you're just doing something you don't like and you're tired. Like we were up from the con every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They were up from when the con starts to when the con's over with, and it was tiring just because you're just there moving around, you're doing stuff the whole time. Like it's not like we were just sitting there chilling. Sometimes you go to a con, you can kind of sit there, chill, and relax. You don't really have to worry about anything. But me bringing the podcast out there, I had to be entertaining. Us being on the panels, we had to be entertaining, and I think we were.
That too. Another hard part is I'm a social butterfly when it comes to this stuff. I like to go out and talk to people. I like to mingle. And sometimes I'm like, oh shit, we got to be at this at 2 o'clock, and it's already 1:50, so we got to run to that spot. I felt bad because I wanted to talk to someone. I'm like, oh, I got to run to a panel. I'm sorry. They're like, oh sure, no problem. Have fun. Do what you need to do. I'm like, okay.
I'm the same exact way with the whole social butterfly thing. It's kind of bouncing around and I'm looking at I'm like, oh damn, it's time. It's time to go to the con. It's time to go to these panels. It's time to go to the first panel, the podcasting panel, which was cool. We got to work with some cool people on that. And that one was the first one we were on, which I'm kind of glad it worked out like that because I just we got to get kind of a feel for it, and just kind of see how that worked out. That was Friday night, right? Yeah, that was Friday night because that was just me and you. Rob wasn't there till Saturday, right. So we got to get a good feel of it. Tom took over that, which he did a great job, and he definitely showed us the ropes with that. And then the very next panel, we were thrown into deep water because that was what me and Rob did on Saturday for the Halloween 2007 thing. And I thought honestly, I would like to do more panels like that where it's just me, you, and whoever. Say me, you, and Rob, or me, you, Rob, and Henry, or whoever, and it's just us up there. And they're like, listen, we want you guys to discuss this movie, discuss horror, and just have a great time with it. Because I just feel like we really thrived on that one, Like you weren't worried about what you were saying. You weren't worried about asking certain questions. You just go out there, discuss the movie, and just throw it at the guests, throw it at the people watching us to make them involved and kind of just make it flow. But what were your thoughts on it, though?
At some points, I feel like it was a little bit unorganized, where we were okay. You're on this one. You're on this one. Okay, that guy canceled. That guy canceled. You got to do this. I understand it's a con. I understand everything's happening.
Yeah.
But it just feels like us here. The convention was rushed. I understand that they were going to cancel this convention at first. They weren't going to have it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, ScareCon wasn't going to happen, but JV said we're gonna take a shot. We're gonna have some fun. We got some guests. Uh, the last one was getting Malcolm McDowell and Meg Foster. They're like, we're taking a big gamble on this, and they said we're gonna have the con. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I don't know. England got all the time. England got everything set up, but we were like, okay, here you go, quick, get done.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping, and I'm so hoping that this doesn't put the nail in the coffin for the Verona one. I hope that they continue to still keep having the Verona one all the time because that's where it originated. Well, originated in Syracuse, but it came here. It's been here ever since.
I agree with you on that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love for them to come up to Albany, which is, it's only 2 hours away. But I agree. Like, I love going out there, getting away from home for a little bit, and just having a great time at this con. And I honestly feel like the worst part of it, and I'm not even saying it's like it's a bad part because I didn't think anything about the con was bad, is just the weekend it was on. Like I said earlier, it's just if it was on because the first time I went to the con a few years back it was on my brother's birthday. It was September 13th. I remember that because we went there on his birthday weekend or whatever. And then I remember, I think the following year they started doing it between the end of September or like the first couple of weeks in October. It was one of those. But it was always early October, late September. And then this one was
Yep.
just late October, which I think, as far as I believe that's on the Turning Stone. So I think they dropped the ball with that. And I feel like they know they did, and I feel like they know had they came, had they have it had they had it a few weeks earlier, they would have made more money. Which at the end of the day, as far as not Scaricon, as far as the Turning Stone or the venue that's holding it, that's like they want that money. So it's like, okay, well, if you have it a few weeks earlier, you'll have a few more vendors, you'll get a few more artists, actors and actresses there, you'll get more fans there because you're gonna have a few more, good names, bigger names, big names there. Because everybody's name there to me is a big name. Everybody's name there to
Oh
me
yeah.
that was there was great. And yeah, man, I had networking was so great this weekend too, man. So freaking great. Like I had your cards on my table, I had my cards on the table, and I had cards from the Nightmare Shop on the table, and people were just coming over, grabbing them up, and I was just, if I'm at the table, I'm like, look at, hey, this is a podcast. I'm like, yeah, I have a podcast. Um, here's my business cards about it. When I explain to them the podcast and everything, here's my business cards about it. If you're ever going to be on the podcast, send me an email. Here's my friend Matt's YouTube channel. He reviews movies and all that good stuff on his YouTube channel. Check that out. And then here's my guys from Nightmare Shop out in St. Louis. But yes, they do mail stuff to you. So, take their cards too. And some people are like, hey, that's cool. That's nice. I'm like, hey, look, this is just, you got to help each other out. It's the only way we all grow.
Hmm.
And shit, it was the least I can do. Shit, you guys come on my podcast damn near anytime I ask if you're free. And you helped me this whole weekend. So shit, drop them business cards right down there.
And we did.
Yeah, it definitely did. And yeah, but how overall though, like how was the con for you? What was some of the highlights for you?
Overall, the con was like I said, it was a lot of fun. It felt a little more personable, even though it was small. For highlights, definitely meeting some of the guests. Meeting Courtney Gaines was awesome. Talking with him.
Mhm.
Actually doing single talks with the Friday the 13th Part 7 peeps.
Oh yeah.
Just constantly going back and forth. Terry there was awesome. He just kept coming up to me, and I kept coming up to him.
He's
We're
hysterical.
talking. He's funny. I'm like Bad Man's Cruise, but holy crap, his character. We were talking about Weekend at Bernie's and how he had broken ribs and a broken vertebrae from that movie. I was
Oh
like, really? He was telling me all the stuff what he had to do. It's like, damn.
wow.
But talking with Meg Foster was fun. Malcolm McDowell seemed a little rushed. Like you got in, got your autograph, got your picture.
Mhm.
You kind of, but for who he was, it didn't bother me.
Yeah, he had the longest line out of anybody there, and that's not taking thing away from anybody there. He just had one of the longer lines there. And was that more? Do you got any more highlights though for you?
I'll definitely being on the board of Friday the 13th Part 7.
Oh, that was so
because
awesome.
that's my like I said, it's my second favorite Friday. It's one of the ones I go to. Part 4 and Part 7. I always go back between the two, and talking with those three and being in front of everybody, that was so much fun.
talking with those three and being in front of everyone made that one right now my favorite one. And it was like in my top three anyway. I had part three at one, and mainly because the mask came in. But then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, part seven was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I wish it was gorier. I know they had to. They even say it. They were even saying it during the panel how they had to cut it down because it was like X-rated
Hmm.
just to cut out some of the gore. But I wish they could have had that gore in it. That would have just made it over the top. You know what I mean? Just that. Because Jason's a brutal motherfucker. He's a
Yeah,
brutal
he is.
killer. But I did. It was good. It was great, and it was fun to be on the panel. They were all so nice, and just I was talking to them a few times throughout between Friday and Saturday, and a little bit Sunday also. And my highlights, besides being on the three panels, I have to say, is Ken Sagos, who's Kincaid, and Amanda Wiss, who was Tina on Friday the 13th, or sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street. And she was Meredith in the movie The Id, which was a great fucking movie. Go out. Listen, if you didn't see the movie The Id, pause the podcast right now for my listeners and go watch that movie, please, because it was that good. Like, I seen this movie. I met Amanda Wiss back in April and at the Empire State Con up here in Albany. And she was talking about the movie then, and I told her I'd watch it. And I didn't even get it. I just didn't watch it all the way up until the Saturday night of the con. And we went, me and my wife and I, we went to her table that Saturday of the con. We were talking to her and all that. And she remembered me, which was
She
awesome.
remembered me too, which was pretty cool.
And that right there means a lot because it's just like she sees. Just think of how many cons she's probably done, and all the faces she's seen at these cons, and then just to remember, you know what I mean? Just to remember you, that's awesome right there. That's humbling. And she remembered me, and we were talking with her and all this stuff, and she was just thanking my wife and I because we were telling her like, listen, we're gonna go watch this when we leave here tonight. We're gonna grab some food. We're gonna watch your movie tonight. We're gonna let you know how we feel about it tomorrow. And we did exactly those things. And the movie was great. The movie was really good. It's more of like a psychotic, it messes with your mind type of movie, which usually isn't my thing. That's more my wife's thing. I'm more of like the brutal slasher type. But this movie was like the story was good, and it was really good. It was kind of in a sense you can kind of relate to it because it's kind of realistic. You could either if you haven't gone through not similar things in a sense, then you actually seen it or you've heard about it at least, but something real. And it was great. It was a great movie. I don't want to even spoil this movie until me and Matt or Henry or whoever, me, Matt, and Henry maybe, we review this movie because I want you guys to go check it out. So hopefully by the time you hear this podcast, you did listen to it. But again, if you didn't see this movie, definitely go check it out. But getting on to that, oops, I gotta stop hitting this thing. The cool thing about this, why I'm bringing up the Amanda West thing, and I'm gonna bring up something else cool right after that, is I'm telling her all this stuff about it, right? And she's like, when that episode comes, because I told her, actually, I skipped the part. I told her, I was like, I'm going to do a podcast on this movie. And she's like, really? And she thanked me for it. She firstly told her how we felt about the movie. We both told her we loved the movie and all this stuff. She came around the table to give us hugs and said she was just so appreciative, so thankful for it. And then I told her, I was like, I'm going to do a podcast on this movie. And she was like, are you really? I was like, yeah. I was like, what I'm going to do, I was like, I have my friend Matt here, and I'm going to call my brother Henry, and I'll tell them to watch the movie, and we're going to do a podcast on it. And she was like, well, she said, if and when you do the podcast on it, I want to hear it. And so she gave me her email to send it to her when,
Oh, cool.
when, and not like one of those, you know, emails where you send it to their agent, like her personal email to send it to her. She's like, when this episode's out, I want to hear it. And I was like, that's awesome. I also invited her on the podcast, which I believe she said she would come on. So that's going to be in the works one of these days. And my next awesome thing, besides the panels and all that stuff, and just a great weekend overall, and for those of you who know my wife personally, she's getting better with this whole people person thing because excuse me, she was actually talking to a lot of people this whole weekend, which I was happy about. She had a great time at the con. There was times where I had to walk around. She was just sitting at the table, just chilling, relaxing, or whatever, and just telling people about the podcast and all that. So big pats on the back for her. Love her for that. But another awesome thing is Ken Sagos, aka Ken Cade. I got him. I actually recorded with him on Saturday, I believe. Was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday.
Yep, Saturday.
Yep, I got to record with him Saturday, which was freaking amazing. Episode was about 20 minutes, but that's perfectly fine. He just came over. We discussed his foundation. We discussed which his foundation giving back. He Most of his proceeds go to kids to help them get through college and all that good, good positive stuff like that. He's writing a book. He wrote a book, and yeah, he just got on. We talked about that some. We talked about Nightmare on Elm Street some, and we just joked around. And I bought him some fried chicken. Like, I'm not even joking about that. I really bought him some fried chicken, and it was from the Funky Chicken downstairs at the Turning Stone. So definitely check that place out. It has some really good chicken. And I told him that the funny thing was we were talking. Like I talked to him all 3 days. Him and Amanda. Well, no, I talked to Amanda Saturday, Sunday. I talked to Ken all 3 days, and I told him that Friday. I was like, "Listen, they have some good chicken downstairs." And then I went back and I was telling him about it Saturday. I was like, "Look," I was like, "I'll tell you what. It was about 5:30, 5:40. I was like, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna get because we were getting ready to leave anyway. So like, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna get you some chicken." Went down there. I was down there. We were down there for a while. First of all, it took a little bit to find the place. I forgot where it was, the food spot, and then just them prepping the food took a little while. And he didn't. I don't think he thought we were coming back because we went down there, got him his chicken. We came back up, and he's smiling. He's like, "I didn't think you were coming back." And he was talking to the guy that was sitting next to him. I was like helping him out for the week and the staff. And he was like, "Listen." He's like, "All that stuff I was just talking about him, I take that back. He's a good dude." I was just rolling. That guy is so freaking awesome. And to top it off with the Ken Sagos thing / Kincaid is I had we went and got his we went and got his autograph for my brother, my wife and I, and my wife got his autograph, and my brother we got the script for my brother, and we were talking to him for a little bit, and my wife was like, "Hey," she was like, you know, my brother-in-law, he couldn't be here for this con when he's at work now right now, but when he's on break, would you call him? And he said, yeah. So he called him, talked to my brother for maybe like 5 minutes tops, because my brother had to go back to work. And I recorded it, and that was cool. So that was like those two right there, everything added on. Those two were like the icing on the cake. Those two made the con that much better for me. And right now, those two are my favorite people as far as meeting, just because of how personable they were and just how much they did to make me enjoy the con that much more. That was just over the top. And then to top it off with that, with being on the panels is like, as my listeners know and as you know, Matt, Friday the 13th is my favorite slasher of all time, and I got to be on a panel with 3 people from one of the better Friday the 13th movies of all time. So that was just like, wow, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, that was a lot. So what's up, Matt? What else you got, man? Just for this whole epic weekend.
Definitely picked up some goodies, some movies, got some autographs, got some collectibles, so that's a lot of fun. Now it's all in a mess, and I got to put it all together and put it away. That's always the hard part.
Yes.
And I finally, after 2012, so was the first one I went to. So I probably about 6 years now.
Nice.
I finally bought a goddamn Scaricon t-shirt.
There you go. Did you get the one from this year, or did you get the one that was on sale from last year, though? That's the question.
I bought this year's.
I didn't get either one, but I might get the one from this year next year, just because I was actually involved in the con more, and then maybe next year I'll get that next year. So we'll see, though. Money got kind of tight the last day. I went spending the very first freaking day, man. The very first day I'm spending money, spending, but it was so fun. And like, I think I got all my autographs Friday. I believe I did.
I got most of my autographs on Friday. I got a couple on Saturday, and I got one on Sunday.
Actually, you forgot to tell them about the most important one you got that you almost cried over. Mine.
I was like, I didn't cry.
That's why I said almost. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened when you got home or when you got into the car. But for just to make this a little bit, more fun, he cried.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody that.
But nah, it was. I just gave Rob, which Rob actually forgot his. I have it here. I gotta give it to him personally again. Bring it to his house when I see him. But I gave Matt and Rob an autographed postcard that I got from this. What the hell did my wife get it from? From Vistaprint. You know, you can get your business cards and all that. Well, I was doing a promo. She did a promo box for me, and those came with stickers. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna write
Yeah,
these
that's
guys
very cool of you. Thank you.
some thank yous for helping me out and all that all weekend. And I got one coming to my brother, sending to my brother Henry out there. So yeah, yep. The funny, you know what's funny about this though is like before this con, or yeah, before this con, when I was talking about getting my brother's autographs out there for him. Well, he wanted Kincaid's, I got that for him, and get it signed and sent to him. I was like, you might get lucky enough and get my autograph too. Now he's really gonna get a Sir Sturdy autograph. Ain't that some shit? But yeah, man, this weekend was just it flew by. Like it was weird because at certain points it seemed like it was going slow, but it wasn't like a bad slow because it was boring. But then like once the day was over, I felt like the day flew by. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Especially, I feel like especially the times where it seemed kind of slow is when I either got hungry or like my body was kind of tired, but like I got to keep fighting. And that's honestly, man. Speaking of which, that's why I didn't go to the There was two more panels that Tom invited us onto. There was the one at 5 o'clock. I think it was like horror pod. One was horror podcasting, and one was like just fans talking horror movies or whatever. But I was just too tired. Like I had to just relax.
Yeah, he's used to doing that. Well, we're not. So we're still trying to get our feet wet. And I didn't want to overstep boundaries too. But at one point, I'm like, I'm tired. I want to come back and do the after party. My feet are killing me. So I'm like, well, let's. My wife, she's a type 1 diabetic, so I want to make sure she gets enough sugar and get her insulin all set. So she looked kind of weird. I'm like, honey, let's just go home for a little while. We live 20 minutes away, and we'll recoup and go from there. And when we get home, we just feel like two old couples. We're like, do we just stay on the couch and just collapse now? I'm like, do you want to try the after party? Like, all right, let's push it. Let's try to push that after party.
It's funny you say that, man, because we were talking about going to like we left around maybe 6:37 ish. I can't remember exactly because we packed up early enough, loaded the truck up, and then we went back down to grab the food. Just because it was it's just easier than lugging that blue big bag around, dragging that around. So we did that, and after we dropped off Kincaid's food, we start chatted for a couple minutes. Then we left, and we were discussing it. We were like, "Do you want to go back?" And then I was just like, honestly, I was like, "Let's just play it by ear." We went home. Well, we went to the hotel room. Ate, showered. We showered and ate, whatever. We were relaxing, had a drink or whatever. And I'm just like, let's just stay here and relax for the rest of the night. There's really. I texted you around 9:30. I was like, "Hey, man," I was like, "We're not going." I was like, "I'm too tired. We're just relaxing." You're like, "Hey, no problem." And hey, I'm glad we did stay in and relax because we did need that rest. Like, listen to this, Matt. Checkout was at 11 o'clock Saturday. We both woke up at around between 9:45 and 10 o'clock the next day, Sunday. Like I woke up, you wake up early to go take your little morning pee and all that stuff. I went scrolled through Facebook just to check out the pictures. So I really didn't get a chance to check out the pictures my wife was posting because we were always doing stuff. So I did that a little bit, and then I dozed back off. 9:45 between 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Wake up, like okay, we got to get up, get the room packed, wash up, and get ready to go to the con and check out by 11, which we did. So yeah, I needed that. We both needed that extra rest. But have you ever been to the VIP things, the VIP parties they have on
No, I never
Fridays?
bought VIP.
No. I wonder how well those turn out because I mean, I know it's open bar. I don't. It'd be cool to have a couple drinks with the celebrities and all that, but it's just like I wonder how fun it would be. I think I would have a good time. My main thing is like say open bar, and I want to have a couple drinks and enjoy myself. I'm not driving like that, obviously, and I can't stay at the turning zone because it's expensive as shit.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not gonna say I definitely will, but I might try it out one of these years, even if I just go for a couple hours, an hour or two, depending. But it all depends on how the con's going and everything else, because I don't know what time that VIP thing starts, and I know the con on Friday is 5 to 9, so
Hmm.
it's like, you know, it's a toss up.
Yeah, yeah. Also, it's more expensive too.
Yeah.
It's what $45 for normal tickets. They wanted 125. You're like, oh,
Well, for me, because I did the media thing, it would have
right.
been which the media pass I got but I had to pay for the thing. I had to pay for power, and I got the 2 extra chairs. But for me to do the media thing and then get upgrade to VIP, it would have been like another 75 a piece for me, for my wife and I. So that's like what is that? 5 and 5 is zero. Okay, 150, an extra $1.50,
Mm.
which isn't too bad. But at the same time, that's like I got to pull that money from somewhere.
Right.
But I don't know if that. You know what it is too, man. Like if these, I wish the cons were like how we were talking about the one in Boston. Like they already know that's gonna be sometime in June. I don't know if they have the exact dates yet. They might, but if they had it to where they had an exact weekend for this con and just inviting guests, like I don't know, let's just say starting in February. I don't know. It would be a little bit more, you know what I mean? It'd be a little more reasonable to think about, hey, maybe I can grab these, grab this VIP stuff, get all this stuff knocked out now because you're putting money to the side. Then you could just save it for spending money at the con. But I don't know. I just have to wait and see because I look at it as far as that goes, the VIP party is as just another networking tool. Just kind of hanging out with people, talking, and just passing the cards out and having a little good time. And you know, going back to your rooms or going back home and just relaxing for the rest of the night. But then I'm like, shit, all that stuff we did Friday after, and then trying to go to the VIP thing after that, I don't know if I'd be able to hang up. I'd go. Let me go to the room and rest. End up falling asleep. There goes $75. But yeah, man, this con was again. It was smaller than usual, but it was amazing. It was just damn near perfect, honestly, for me.
I just wanted some more vendors, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh
glad
yeah.
because I'd be broke. I actually walked away with money, which is actually a good thing.
Yeah. Yep. There's. Oh, I did get that movie. Which I want to do a podcast on this, Matt. The movie House Shark. I did get that, which you were there when I got that, and I got the little bust made by Eric Bendel, who's in. He's on an awesome podcast called Three Guys at Horror, and he's also in the Joe's House of Horror Facebook group. He he painted the shark house, the house shark, and I'm not sure who made it, but he painted it. So that was fucking awesome to get that. Posted that real quick, show my support. And I seen you got
My
one
friend
too,
Tom did it.
huh?
My friend Tom, he runs a YouTube channel called Terror for Tom.
Okay.
He does a lot of sculpting,
Oh,
and
cool.
oh my god, his room is like a fucking horror museum.
That's awesome.
It's insane. And pretty much he does a lot of sculpting, and he sends them out to Eric, and Eric does all the resin and all that type of thing.
That's awesome.
So
That's fucking awesome.
I wonder if he did that.
He might have. He might have.
Also, too, I was gonna buy the other bus there. They had the one with the toilet with the fin on it that was
Yeah.
painted, but someone must have bought it. I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad someone bought it because if not, I was gonna buy another one.
Hey.
But I was happy to get the other colored version.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Me too. I had to get the painted version. Like this is just fucking awesome.
Now I know Ron there, Ron who runs SRS Cinema,
Uh huh.
the one that he directed House Shark.
Okay.
Maybe we could talk to him. Maybe we could do a podcast with him and talk about House Shark.
I actually did ask him. I asked him, and I asked the guy who played. I didn't see the movie yet, but I think he said he played the scientist in House Shark. He was there.
Oh, he was funny.
The second day. I offered. They both said they would, and I gave them both my business card, and I got some cards or something from them too from the first day we went over there. Actually, we were there the same day, the same time when I went and bought the movie in a bust, because you bought yours right after I bought mine.
Yep. That was
And
the last colored one too. I'm like, I gotta grab that one.
Yeah, because there was only 10 of those painted ones, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, and
But he was selling them through the website, and whatever he had left, that's what he brought to the con.
Oh, okay.
So he had a bunch of the non-painted ones too, so he would sell those through his website. I was hoping he would bring some of those to the convention, and he did. I'm going, oh, thank God. So I wanted the one with the the shark coming out of the house.
Yep.
Because that's awesome looking.
And that's the ones we got. You know what was cool about that is I think I seen it on Eric's Facebook or on the Joe's House of Horror Facebook page or something. And I remember me and you talking about the movie before. And actually, I think we even discussed. I was like, "Hey, if that movie is there, I was like, I'm gonna get it, and if that bust is there, I'm gonna get it." This is months ago, and you were like, "Yeah, you should get it," and I'll probably get the thing too. And look what happened. So it's cool. to support stuff like that. And well, did you see too many other fan made films there though?
There was no, not really too many fan made films. There was one that's um, it's a company that's in Utica there
Okay.
called Med Angel Films, and they have all independent films. But there was no one else selling other films, which I was hoping to find because I love trying to find those man-made films or those independent ones. I'm like, I already got all these. I was hoping for some more.
Yeah, I was hoping. Well, you know, next, let's just say next year I'll be a lot more prepared because I'll know what to expect next time. So, and I'm probably gonna say it's every single year I go to a damn con, but next time I will be more prepared financially and just mentally, physically, everything. Lee, because this was. I have a feeling that even if we're not invited to the Boston one, I have a feeling they're gonna want us back at least the Turning Stone one, which I am gonna reach out when it's time to do that. I'm gonna do it for the Boston one too, just for see what happens. I mean, the worst I could say is no, but I just had such a freaking great time, man. This is like my type of thing right here. I like to network with people. I like to just have a good time, talk some horror, and what better place to do it than at a convention that's made for horror fans, you know?
Absolutely.
And like I said, I could see myself doing this again. It's gonna happen again as far as bringing the podcast to the con. I feel like as long as everything's going right in life, as long as everything's going right financially and everything else, the important things. I'll be doing this probably from now on, honestly. And shit, I'd love anybody wants to be a part of it. If you want to be a part of it again, Matt, I'd love for you to be a part of it again. Henry, I know you're gonna hear this. Rob, and whoever else you guys want to be a part of it. Shit, let's just keep doing it. Let's keep having a good time with this.
Hell yeah, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat again. That was so much fun.
It really was. It really was. I think next time, one thing I do want to do next time is actually bring more snacks for myself for the con. But I mean, other than that, like as far as food wise, we didn't do too bad on food. We really didn't. We went to Price Chopper Friday night and just grabbed some quick things to throw in the microwave, and then we only, I mean, my wife grabbed a couple things at the concession stand a couple times.
Hmm.
I think twice. And we went downstairs once, which was that Saturday night. But other than that, we didn't do too bad. But even if we did, like we were doing the math, even if we did go downstairs all 3 days or just eat at the con, it still wouldn't have been too bad because all the stuff that we had was filling at the very least. So maybe what I'll do is just bring a couple snacks and then just have that for like a go to the con, either downstairs or somewhere around that area, just for like a meal. You know what I mean? At least for like dinner, like have one meal a day out while we're out there, and then just whatever we bring, kind of munch on, type of deal.
Yeah, we would drive up, have breakfast in the car. Except for Sunday, we went and had brunch at the casino.
Okay.
The buffet is awesome there for brunch.
Real, yeah. We were talking about the buffet too, and I still haven't tried it out yet. One of these, maybe next year we'll try it out.
We go there once in a while. We'll just go there just for the hell of it and have brunch or dinner.
Nice,
It's expensive sometimes, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's all you can eat and all that shit. Good food.
But the thing with that is you live close enough. Like I live 2 hours away. I
Right,
live
it's
2 hours
different, yeah.
away. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
you said you're like 20 minutes from the con, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. See, that's freaking awesome right there. So you just
Hop in a car, drive up, drive. That's all I did was drive up and drive back.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
Yeah, see, and that's why. Well, that's why I stayed out there. Because had I not stayed out there, I would have had to drive back and forth Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Which, I mean, as far as no, it just makes more sense staying out there for even though with gas and tolls, it would have probably been cheaper to stay home, but still just. It would have been tiring. It would have been way too tiring to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It wouldn't have been worth. It wouldn't have been worth it. We had a way better experience, and shit, more fun.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to take a. You don't want to do all that on a Friday and then take a 2 hour drive back home, an hour and a half, 2 hour drive back home, and then do the same thing Saturday and then do the same thing Sunday. Like, no.
No,
You
that's
actually-
too tiring.
Then again, you might have spent more money and time and just everything else because you got to stop, get gas, because you're not going to be able to make. Let's see, that'd be 1, 2. That'd be 6 trips back and forth. So yeah,
My buddy went to the convention in New Jersey, the
Chiller Con.
theater one.
Oh wait, what one?
On the way back, he drove from New Jersey to Scaricon to get some autographs here.
Awesome.
It's like, wow. He's like, yeah, I'm tired, but I don't care. He's all hyped up from the convention.
That's hey.
Except for what happened at at the theater, though.
That was bad. Now, did he? What day did he come to Scaricon?
Sunday.
So he got in for free then, right?
No, he had to pay.
Really?
Yeah, Sunday you still have to pay. Like I think the one day, I think it's like $20 or something.
Well, no, I'm only asking that because what happened at ChillerCon, I don't know if it was just for that Saturday or if it was for Saturday and Sunday. They were saying anybody from ChillerCon, I guess if they had their weekend, maybe it was if they had that pass for that day or a weekend pass, and they still had it on, they can come to Scaricon for free.
Really, I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Yeah, because Scaricon posted it on their Facebook page, and I shared it. I shared it on my regular page, and I shared it in the group.
Maybe because of that bomb threat and the gas leak.
Yeah, that's what
I felt bad and said, you know what, if you still want to come here, come on over.
We'll
let you in free.
That's exactly what it was for because of that event. So, I mean, maybe he didn't know about it. Maybe he didn't have his wristband on still. You know, you never know.
I don't know. His wife was tired. His wife's like, I want to go home. And he's like, I gotta get Ed Neal. I gotta get this. I want to get this one.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me.
I'll be the same way. Like my wife was saying, we're like kids in a candy store. We're like, ooh, gotta get this one. Ooh.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm honestly, any loose change. I was just joking with my wife yesterday. Like, I had some change in my pocket. I dropped it in this jug. I was like, save it up for Scarecon for next year. But it's a good idea though. You figure that shit adds up. You put money to the side, and just kind of forget about it. And shit, next thing you know, you got that money for the con. Like next year, I'm not going to say my expenses or anything, but I want to put X amount away because I know what the hotel stay is going to be about. X amount away for the hotel stay, X amount away for food, and then a bigger X for, spending at the con between autographs and vendors and stuff. And yeah, it was it was a long, great weekend that I feel like it just went by too damn fast. If I could hit rewind and do it all over again, I would, and I'd probably do it the same exact way. Because it was that good. It was that good of a weekend. Might have been a little bit more prepared for the the panels though, if possible. But other than that, with everything else, the same exact way. Oh man. So Matt, did you get to watch any horror since you've been back from the con? I know it's only been a day, but
last night we decided to do a double feature.
Okay.
We watched it was kind of weird. We went backwards. We watched the remake, then we watched the original, and that was Night of the Demons. We watched the remake first because she never saw it. Like, you never saw the remake? She goes, nope. I'm like, let's put that one on. Then when we were done, she's like, can we watch the original? I'm like, got time? Yep. Pop that one in. So that's what we did.
Nice. That's awesome. We didn't watch any. We watched Friday the 13th Part 7 on Friday night. We watched the Id Saturday night, and then last night we didn't watch any horror movies. I don't think. No, we just kind of came home. Or no, I'm lying. Wow, I'm a damn liar. We went and see the new Halloween yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we were driving home. I don't know I forgot when we decided this because originally we were gonna go see it today, but my wife was like on our way home. She was like, "Want to go see Halloween tonight?" I was like, are you sure you're up for it? You're not going to be too tired? I was tired, too. She's like, no, I think we could be all right. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go. Seeing what time it was at, 4:15. We got home at 5:15 is when the movie played. We got home around 4:40. Unloaded the car real quick. And went down there and seen Halloween, and I fucking loved it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I will say I really, really enjoyed that movie. How about you?
I did, too.
For this movie, I remember we discussed it before this movie came out, like what we were expecting and all that. This movie exceeded expectations for me. My very least hope was it would be good. Not great, but it would be good. But I thought this movie was fucking excellent. And I like it better than all of the sequels. I can honestly say that right now. The sequels that happened that didn't happen in this timeline, I like it better than all of them.
I like how they removed the whole concept of being a brother and sister. I liked that,
And they
and I liked
oh,
and they
sorry, go
explained
ahead.
it too. And I liked how they got rid of the out of all the sequels.
Yeah, me too. Like, and they explained everything so well as far as them, the brother and sister thing, and then just removing the sequels. I like now again because of this amazing weekend I had. I was just so wound up, and then ended it with Halloween, which was like perfect. I missed a lot of the Easter eggs, and I don't want to say them. I don't want to really say them on this episode right now. As a matter of fact, when we stop the episode, we could talk about it. But there was a few Easter eggs in the movie. Like I said, again, I said I missed them, so I just wanted to discuss it with you after this episode. Tell me what you've seen. And my brother was telling me some stuff yesterday after I talked to him. Which this right here, I gotta tell you real quick, is funny, right? So I'm texting my brother yesterday on the way home. I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, we're on our way home now, and we're gonna go see Halloween. He was like, that's funny. Him and his wife, same thing, right? We go see. So me and my wife go see Halloween. Me and my brother go see Halloween, or him and his wife go see Halloween. We leave. We go to me and my wife. We go to Price Chopper. I don't know what it's called out in Colorado. No lie, they go grocery shopping because I texted my brother. I'm like, yo, what'd you think of the movie? Da 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 da. And I'm like, we went to Price Chopper and we came home. I'm texting him or whatever, and he's like, yeah. So he calls me because he's on his way. His wife's driving. He's on his way to grocery shop. And I'm like, yo, we just left Price Chopper to grab some stuff. He's like, yeah, we're going grocery shopping now. But just discussing the movie, I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, so we literally, I mean, obviously he wasn't at the con, but we went from the con to going to see Halloween to going to the grocery store, and they went from Halloween to the grocery store, and this wasn't like a elaborate scheme or elaborate plan between the four of us. It just happened that way. I was like, that's just fucking strange. So that's my little tidbit on that. But the movie, man, it makes me like the original more too. You know?
Hmm.
And I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, damn, because I want to do. My one cousin's a big fan of the Halloween franchise, which we're actually going to read. Well, he didn't see it, but I'm going to see it again. Rob might be going, and my cousin Jared is going to be going to see it again. Well, for me, see it again. For them, to see it for the first time. If not Saturday, then Sunday. Just got to make sure we're all good, with everything like that. But we're gonna go see it Sunday, I believe. And yeah, I really, really freaking enjoyed the movie. I don't know if it's my favorite Halloween movie. If it's not my favorite, it's my second favorite, which is followed by which it's between that and the original. It's a toss up. It's tough. But I guess we could end it now, and then we could discuss it a little bit more if you want for a little bit.
Okay.
So again, Matt, first of all, thank you for helping me this whole weekend as far as with the panels and everything. That was awesome, and I like how you took the lead. I was like, yo, Matt, I need you to just do this. The Friday the 13th one, you pretty much took the lead for us because we needed it. And then you were out in the crowd walking off, which, quick, funny little thing, quick story. I can't remember if this is the one where I told you, if that was the panel. I was like, Matt, be careful, don't fall off the stage because where you had your chair set up. I was like, I'll laugh if you do. You're like, yeah, me too. But no, there was a part where you were walking around with the microphone. I was like, damn, because when we were talking about asking the crowd stuff, and I was like, I always want to be that guy with the mic, but you got to do it, walking around with the mic. I have to ask you, how was that? Just asking people those questions, because you just seemed like you were having a fucking ball, just out there, just any more questions and handing it to somebody.
Yeah, it's fun to just walk around. People raise their hand. Give them the mic. Hopefully they can talk into it better. Like that poor little kid, I felt bad.
Yeah.
But it was cool that Laura
Lar-
there said, "Come on up to the stage," and the little kid came up and
hang,
everyone cheered him on.
hang on. He didn't come up to the stage. He ran up to the stage.
He bolted.
He bolted up to the stage. Now, that was awesome. How they, how Lars was like, yeah, come up to the stage, and he ran up there, and just,
Crazy. I was
he
like all nervous.
got to ask
yeah,
his question. But it was great. So yeah, man.
Then there was that one guy. He was going, "Mic check 1 2 1 2." I'm like, "Why are you saying that? Stop it."
I wish.
I was so tempted after he did it again. I was just so tempted to get the microphone back and go, "Yeah, baby, check 1 2 1 2 3." I'd be like, "Yeah, check 3 4. Yeah, we're all good at the door. Let's go." Just to see, but I was like, "Man, maybe not."
Either that or be like, listen, the microphone's working. Come on, man, just ask a question.
Just ask the question. We're all talking. You don't have to keep trying to. You could tell he was probably a rapper or want to be rapper or one of those.
Something. He wanted the attention, which was cool. I'm not mad at that. You want to get the
So
attention
I was
on yourself.
watching the crowd too, and every time he was doing that microphone check deal,
Uh-huh.
you could see people going, "Really?"
Yeah, the first time was good.
Yeah,
Stuff
the
like
first
that.
time that's fine.
You do it one time, you get the laughs, and then you say what you got to say. Then when you ask for another question, you do it again. Because he did it like 3 or 4. He asked
He
two
did it
questions,
twice. He has 2 questions,
but
but every time he did it, he kept going, "Microphone check 1, 2."
yeah, I was gonna say he asked 2 questions, but he did it a couple. He did it more than 2 times, I think, because he would ask his question and then say it again when he's like trying to think of his question, then ask it. I'm like, oh, come on, sit down.
I know.
And
But I was actually glad there was actually questions for the audience.
yeah,
And I was trying to think, okay, what else can I ask? Because I kept looking at you going, do we have the time? I forgot my phone. My phone was at the right next to you at the desk.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm like, shit, I don't know what time it is. I don't know
yeah.
if we have
I
time
know,
left or what.
cause I seen you looking up at me, and I just gave you the thumbs up because I was like, all right, we have. It was, as a matter of fact, it was 40. Whatever time it was 42 after that time, and I was like, we got a good 50, almost 20 minutes.
Because I don't want to go over, because I know when we got set up, that panel was already over our time. And
Yeah,
then we had to wait for the celebrities to come here.
which was fine.
Yeah, Terry was ready to go because he was right around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" I go, "Waiting for the other two co-hosts. Waiting for the other two." He's like, "Oh, those two, come on."
Yep. But
And then we got Kevin, and when Slar came up, we're like, "Okay."
let's get it going. And the scream was awesome that Lard sent to you to do that. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
she was like, "That was her." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "I want you to play that." I go, "Okay, I'll
Which,
play it."
which, real quick before we end this, last thing, people, I promised. I think I promised. Was when you played that, and then you introduced Lard, and I introduced Kevin. And I was like, Kevin, can you beat that? He just screamed, but I was like, he was like, ah, and it came on
Yeah.
stage. I was like, that's awesome.
That's
That was awesome. But yeah, again, man, thank you for helping me out this weekend, and thank you for being on the podcast again. I know you'll be on many more times.
Oh,
I had
wow, thanks for having me.
anytime, man. I had a great time. Looking forward to doing this again next year. And go ahead and plug your awesome YouTube channel and stuff, man.
All right. Again, if you haven't, please check out You and Your Horror Movies. It's also the same as my Instagram, which without the spaces. So You and Your Horror Movies, YOUR. Pretty much where I be doing reviews, showing off movie collectibles, collections. I'm finishing off my 31 Days of Horror. I got to record day 29, and I'll have 2 more days to go for the 31 days. I'll a review a day for 31. And also, too, if you haven't, check out Cinema Attack. It's my other podcast that I'm part of. We're part of the Horrorphilia Network. And we'll be doing a commentary soon of it on another film, an Italian horror flick. I don't want to say which one because I kind of want to leave it as a surprise. So, there you go.
And on that note, ladies and gents and ladies, and everybody else in between, thank you all for listening to this. And this is our wrap-up review of the amazing weekend we had at Scarecon. Again, if you would like to be on this awesome, epic podcast called Horror with Sir Sturdy, send me an email at horrorwithsir.sturdy. Again, that's horrorwithsir.sturdy@gmail.com. And I will get back to you. Just let me know what movie you want to do, or a random horror discussion, or a movie you want to hear us review. Either or. Cool. I'm cool with all that. Yeah, send me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Again, thank you all for your support. Keep these downloads and shares coming, please. Like, share, rate, review. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to this lovely, lovely voice of mine and Matt's and everyone else who's been on this podcast. And, yeah, hopefully we'll see you at ScareCon 2019. If you're,
Definitely.
if you haven't been to a ScareCon yet, definitely go to that con. It's a fun-ass con. And you will see us up on some panels, and who knows what'll come out. Who knows what's going to happen next year. I can't wait. And on that note, I'll see you in your nightmare.